Hey guys, this is Insane Dragon Knight HD here, and welcome to episode 23 of my Pokemon Firered Nuzlocke challenge. In the last episode, we reached Lavender Town and went to the Pokemon Center. In this episode, we will be tackling on the Pokemon Tower. Now, this is a long episode because we do go through a lot of stuff in this episode, such as getting through most of the floors in the Pokemon Tower and some other things. So the Pokemon Tower probably has the best music you're gonna hear in this town. So we're gonna talk to our rival. Hey Lyra, what brings you here? This is his funniest line. Is your Pokemon dead? No, they're not dead. Hey, it's alive. Of course it is. Of course it is, you idiot. I can at least make them faint. Let's go. No, you can't. So I supposedly heard that Gary's Rattata died during the game or something. I don't know. But I've heard that it actually did, and then that's why he's here. So we're going to send out Jake, who is level 35. Jake is only one level from evolving. Half the reason why we are sending him out instead of Steel Wolf. Also, Steel Wolf is a bug and flying type, so it's still going to take damage from Gary's Pidgeotto's flying type moves. Sorry, oh my god, sorry I'm screwing up. Oh, but it's going to go for the quick attack, which is first priority move, and it's going to do 8 damage. We're going to go for the water gun, which is going to almost KO his Pidgeotto, but not completely. We go for the third water gun, and then goodbye, and then his Pidgeotto is down. Now he is going to send out his Ivysaur, which is a grass and poison type. Luckily we have Steel Wolf to counter his grass and poison type. And we're probably going to go for a Confusion, which is probably going to bring it down to half health. Or, yeah, go for the Aerial Ace, which is going to do a lot of damage since this is a grass type. Now, in the episode I didn't record, or forgot to record, Steel Wolf pretty much pwned the gym just with Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is a move that doesn't have accuracy, so it always hits unless the opponent uses Protect or some other type of move that prevents you from using moves. So guys, I have started a PO battle thing. I am a Mono-type battler. So if you guys want a tough Mono-type battle, I will be there for you. Because, personally I think Mono-types are a bit more challenging. Because you're doing the game with one type. I mean, doing it with one type is a lot harder than doing it with, say, 5 or 6 typings in your team. I did a white water monotype run, a Pokemon White water monotype run, and I'd say the easiest part of the game was N and Jetsis. They were really easy. I beat them both on my first try. I completely pwned N with just Drain Punch, and I beat Jetsis with Drain Punch, because Drain Punch is an overpowered move. So back to the battle, he's going to send out his Gyarados, which has Intimidate. And his Gyarados is 12 levels under ours, so we should be fine. Now Gyarados is a dragon and flying type, so Gyarados does have an electric weakness. It also does have an ice weakness. It has some weaknesses, but it is one of the best Pokemon, water type Pokemon you can get. But it does involve training one of the worst Pokemon, Magikarp. And Magikarp, as we all know, can't learn any TMs or any HMs. It really is only stuck with 3 moves the entire game, which are Flail, Tackle, and Splash. So now he's going to send out his Kadabra, which has very low defense. So if we attack with a physical attack, it should KO his Kadabra. We're getting 621 experience and defeat our rival. What, you stinker? I took it easy on you too. Oh, you took it easy on us? How's your Pokedex coming? I just caught a Cubone. That's so great. You caught a Cubone. I love Cubone. I can't find the bigger Marowak. Where could they be? Maybe it's dead? I bet there aren't any left. Well, I better get going. I've got a lot to accomplish, unlike you. Hey! Smell you later. So goodbye, Gary. And after Gary leaves, we are going to give our team some super potions. Along with... And now we're going to tackle on the part of the Pokemon Tower. So I thought that was a trainer. Apparently she's a channeler that says even we cannot identify the wayward ghosts. A Nuzlocke might be able to unmask them. She's basically there to tell you if you came here without any of the items. So we're gonna get this item up here, which is an escape rope, which you all know what that does. Allows you to escape from any dungeon. So we're gonna battle this trainer. Channeler says, "Urgh, ah, gwa, hoo, gra." I find these people so creepy, and their sprite to be even more creepy. Like, I mean, look at her eyes; they're all big and open, like she's watching us like some pervert or something. I really don't know, but it's just a really bad sprite, Pokemon. You need to remove that. And it's going to go for the Spite, which we haven't used any moves, so that's not really going to affect us. Spite is only effective if you used a move in the previous turn and your opponent wants to lower your PP, which I really don't think is the most useful. So Sucker's going to level at level 20, and we're going to defeat Channeler Hope. Wow, I'm saved. So let's see what her problem was. The ghost can be identified by the oscilloscope. So she was acting really, really weird just for the fun of it. Since all these channelers are weird, they have no normality left in them. So here's another one. Kiki, wa, qua. As I was saying, they have no normality left in them. They're a bunch of channelers that have gone insane because they want to make the spirits go away. They're like them ghost shows that are made fake so that people will watch the show and then they'll enjoy it like the ghosts are actually real. Even though everybody knows that ghosts don't exist and that they're just making it up. And Jake is going to level at level 36, and we defeated Channeler Card. What am I doing? You're standing here. And Jake is finally evolving into his final evolution. So we have our second final evolution of the game, and we are going to get one of the best Pokemon in my opinion, which is Blastoise. And just look at that thing, turrets on his back. It's a pretty cool Pokemon. And Jake evolved into Blastoise. And thank you, Channeler Carly, helped me evolve my Pokemon. So now we are going to probably train Steel Wolf, since these trainers have Ghost and Poison types. And after second generation, you have so here is our first encounter in the place. It is a Cubone, which I actually want a Cubone. Cubone is a good Pokemon to have. It is a ground type. It does evolve into Marowak, which does learn some overpowered moves later. And good thing our Pokemon is a poison and flying type, so Bone Club can't affect us. And it's going to keep going for the Bone Club. We're going to throw our Pokeball at it, and hopefully we can catch it. But a Great Ball is better, so I'm going to throw it at the Great Ball. 1, 2, 3. We got it. And yes, the Cubone, I think in the Pokédex, it's actually the lonely Pokemon, I think. I'm not sure. I think it says the lonely Pokemon. So we're going to name this Pokemon, I think, yeah, Ranger. Because I felt like naming it Ranger because it's a better name than what I was originally going to name it, which was going to be Lonely, which is a really bad name. Naming a Pokemon Lonely, not a good name. That's in nature. That's also in nature with Pokemon. If the Pokemon has a lonely nature, it will have heightened attack and I think lower defense. So I'm not very familiar with Pokemon natures. I will learn about Pokemon natures and then go in depth about it with you guys. And I realized that I went the wrong way. So I will go in depth about Pokemon natures if I ever learn about it. So here's another guy. Be gone, malevolent spirit. I'm not a spirit. What are you thinking? I'm not no ghost. You must be seeing things because you're stuck in this place so much that you can't even really think you think everyone's a ghost. Now, I just like Cubone's sprite. It looks really nice. Now I'm going to send out Steel Wolf and use Confusion. Oh crap, Confuse Ray. That's one of my least favorite moves for other people to use on you. It's, oh my god, I just don't like Confuse Ray. It makes everything a lot harder. And in 3rd generation, Confusion is, for some reason, more likely to hit in 3rd generation than any other generation. I don't know why, it just is. Now, a fun fact is that I am recording this late. So we defeated Channeler Patricia. Woo, the spirit left. Yeah, you thought I was a spirit. You were hallucinating, like all you crazy people do. So here we get an item that's an elixir that basically fills up all your PP by 10 on one Pokemon. And an Awakening, which we already have. There's an item down there, but we have to battle her first. Beat me not. I'm probably gonna beat you, so why are you telling me not to beat you? So Channeler Jody is gonna send out Ghastly. Pretty much all of them have Ghastlies. I think a couple of them have Haunters, but they're around the same level. Which if I was making a hack of this, which I actually might hack Firered, I would make it to where they had like 5 Pokemon each, and they were using different ghost types or different types rather than ghost types. That's why in my Pokemon hacks, if I ever make one, the gyms will be difficult because the gyms are not meant to be easy. So it's gonna go for the Nightshade, which is not really gonna affect us because we are not a Psychic type, even though we do know Psychic type moves. So we're gonna go for the Confusion, which should one-hit KO this Pokemon because it does get a ×4 weakness because Psychic on Ghost is a ×2 weakness, and then the Poison type weakness adds a ×2 to it. So after defeating this Channeler, we're gonna skip the item and go to her. Ghost, no, Qua. They all speak in short sentences and they're so creepy. We're not a ghost. If you think we're a ghost, then you must be on weed or something because we're not a ghost. Or maybe you're hallucinating and you think that my Pokemon are ghosts. Now, the interesting fact about Cubone is actually the whole skull it wears on its head is actually the skull of its dead mother, and you never see its face. It is the skull of its dead mother, which is strange, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't really know. But her Ghastly is going to go for the Nightshade again, which is going to do 20-30 damage. And we're going to get afflicted by the Curse, which is going to do even more. Now, Curse is an annoying move because it drains 1/3 of your HP every single turn. But on Morty's gem and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gold, and Silver, and Crystal, they'll use Curse when they have low HP, and then it will kill them and let you get past the gem. So he says, "Where's the ghost?" There is no ghost. You're hallucinating. You thought I was a ghost. Oh my god, these channelers are just so freaking creepy. So we're gonna go to the left, and now we are heading up, getting even further through this place, and we're gonna run into another Pokemon. This is the Pokemon we could have gotten if we wouldn't have ran into another one. Now, Ghastly is a pretty good Pokemon. It is a good one to have. I do like Ghastly, and we can't run away, which sucks because I don't want Ranger to die, so I'm just gonna switch out. So yeah, my whole thing about Cubone is I've always liked Cubone. I always thought it was a good Pokemon. I liked Marowak even better. I had one in my blue game because I wanted to have a good ground Pokemon that knew fighting type moves. And for the longest time, I used to think Bone Club was a fighting type move, but I don't know much about Pokemon. So here we have a one that says, "Give me your all." Okay, so here's a battle with Channeler Tammy, and she's actually got a Haunter, which is actually a really good Pokemon. Then there's Gas, then there's Gengar, which is even better than Haunter. Now they are a good Ghost type, especially if you're playing a first generation game. Then you want to have one of these because they're pretty much the only Ghost type in the game. The only thing you can use to counter against Psychics, because in first generation, Bite, I don't think Bite was considered a Dark type move. Actually, I don't even think Bite was in the game. But I don't think, if Bite was, probably wasn't considered a Dark type move until second generation. Because in first generation, I think it was dependent on how fast you were. And look at that, it looks like it's stabbing its nose. Whenever it uses that animation, it looks like it's stabbing its nose. And we're gonna gain 310 experience with Ranger and go up to level 18. Some good sass there. And Steel Wolf is gonna gain 310 XP, and we are gonna defeat Channeler Tammy. Gasp! Yeah, you just lost. Gasping because you lost to our epic power. So I think the next thing ahead is the Marowak Ghost. No, it must be on the next floor. So we're gonna dodge that one and fight this one. Kiki. I never got what Kiki was. It made no sense to me, just like a lot of stuff has made no sense. Like the word regularly. The word regularly has made no sense to me since I was a little kid. I hear the word regularly, I'm like, why do people say that word? Why do people say that word? Just like there's a lot of things, like, and when that animation, it looks like it's stabbing his head. Just like there's a lot of words that annoy me, like the word feces. I do not like the word feces. It's just a creepy word. It's not good. I don't like it, especially when some scientist says it. I don't know why. I just don't like that word. Now, I don't mind it when people say other words like and if you heard a sound, it's because I accidentally dropped the mic during the video. So, and I don't mind other things like sexual words, because usually I hear them all the time. I don't hear the word feces all the time. Now, sexual words, yeah, kind of around my age stuff, and you hear them like all the time when you're in high school. So, you people who aren't in high school yet, once you get to high school or middle school, whatever grade you're in, you're gonna be hearing a lot of sexual stuff. So here's another trend that says Earth, Qua. Now that's the other thing I don't like. All they say is a bunch of short speeches that are barely even words. I mean, they say like Qua or something. They don't speak in full sentences. They just speak in half sentences or fragments, because they're so focused on ghosts that they can't even concentrate. Now, back to what I was saying. There's another word I don't like. I really don't like the word dick all that much, even though I do say it, because I do describe people with that, and I do like douchebag. So something fell out of that, and we're gonna run into another battle after we turn direction. This is why we want to get repels, and the main reason why I don't have repels is because if we're running into a wild Pokemon, I want to have a repel. But if we don't, then no, I mean I don't want to have a repel, then we won't be able to capture the next Pokemon, is the main reason why. So we're going to give a paralyzed heal to Ranger, and now it is going to be cured of paralysis, and we are going to move down. I believe that is the way to the Marowak Coast, but first we are going to see what this item down there is. And luckily we are higher level than this, and we can't escape again. That's one of the bad things, and it's going to put us to sleep, which is not very good. And that's the one thing about some Pokemon. I hate how, like, some Pokemon, like, it'll be level 50 and it can't run away from a level 20 Rattata. I've actually had that happen. I was trying to run away from a level 8 or something, level 10 or something, so Rattata, my level 30 Pokemon, whatever it was, couldn't get away from it. So we get a rare candy, which we are going to give our... which is what we are going to give our Ranger. And Ranger is going to be elevated to the next level. And now we're going to send out Jake first because we are going to battle the next part, the next boss thing, or whatever you consider it, in order to get through this area. Now, if you don't have it, you cannot get through this area. So it says, "Be gone, intruders." So here we have a mysterious ghost. If you do not have the Silph Scope, you will not be able to even hit it. So it's going to reveal itself, and the ghost is Marowak's. That's actually Marowak's mother. They do tell you this, that there is a Cubone that a Marowak, a Cubone that was killed by Team Rocket, or a Marowak, and is trying to exert vengeance on everybody. So we are going to get a critical, and you cannot capture this, by the way. If you try to, it will dodge your Pokeball, and then you will have to, then you'll just be wasting one. So we're going to gain 531 experience and the ghost, and it said the ghost is the restless spirit of Cubone's mother, and it to the afterlife. So pretty much this is it for the long episode. I am Insane Dragonite HD, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.